Every successful SaaS or app launch has one thing in common, a waitlist. One where people build actual anticipation. They submit their email and then you decide who gets in. And when you approve those users, they should get an email so that they can sign in. The problem is, however, tons of startups and founders skip this one step because it often honestly becomes an over-engineered mess, or quite frankly, a messy AI slot. You need an email collection form, a database to store the submissions, an admin panel to approve or deny people, all of which, by the way, is separate to the actual app you're trying to build. So today, I'm going to show you how you can avoid all of that headache and set up a row waitlist with a row approval flow, all in a couple of minutes with literally a couple of lines of code without AI. Sunny here and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I teach you everything coding and AI related to get you dialed in on the latest tools, give you my tips and tricks so you can stay ahead of the rest. So subscribe if that's your thing. So how do we build this quick and fast? Well, that's where our friends Clerk come in clutch. You see, Clerk is typically known for his amazing authentication and billing services, but many people don't actually know that it has a built-in waitlist mode. It's simply one toggle in the dashboard and one component in your code and you get the entire flow done. So enough talk, let's build this. Okay, so we're back at the desk. Let's dive straight into a demo. So here I've set up a dummy app. You can actually get access to all of this. I'll put a link in the description. You can feel free to go ahead and clone it by simply going here, copying the URL, and then simply doing a git clone. Now, once you've done that, you can come back over here. All you need to do to actually get this up and running is actually go into your code, go to env example, and then you just need to copy this file, replace the example with local, and then put in some keys here. And I'll show you where to get the keys in a moment. But before we do that, let's dive into a demo of what a waitlist actually is. So in this case, we've got a beautiful app that we want to go ahead and get users excited for. So naturally, we send them to our landing page and we want them to sign up to this waitlist. Okay, so in this case, if I was to put in my email address, just add one, go into team@gmail.com, click on join the waiting list. And just like that, I've now joined the waiting list. And then I would also receive an email at this point. So as you can see, we just got an email come through saying you're on the waitlist. You successfully joined the waitlist for, in this case, I've named the app Clerk Waitlist Demo, but it would come up with your app name. Okay. So once your user gets this, how do we go ahead and actually give them access? Okay. So let's go back to the app itself. And at this point, you probably wonder, okay, but how do we actually approve that user? So over on Clerk's side, I've actually got things set up here. I'll show you how to do this in just a moment. But if we go over to the waitlist inside of the configure settings, you can see I've enabled it. We click on view waitlist, and now we can see all of the pending members who have to go ahead and get approved. So we can click them, we can select multiple people at once, and then we got these two buttons down here. So either deny or invite. So in this case, I want to invite this member to go ahead and do it. But before I do, let's go ahead and see what happens if they try to access it before we actually allow them. So in this case, if I went to go ahead and sign in beforehand, click on continue. In this case, if I try to log in or before I actually have been given access, let's see what happens. And as you can see, Clerk handles everything. So this is a single component. Everything is literally handled for you. Even if they try to sign up, you can see these components go ahead and push them to the waitlist as well. Okay, so everything is covered for you out of the box, but let's go ahead and give that user access. So heading back over to Clerk, let's go ahead and click on invite. And now Clerk's going to go ahead and send that user an email. And then we go ahead and get the following email. So as you can see, it says Clerk Waitlist Demo. You're invited to join the waitlist demo and the invitation will expire in 30 days. I click on accept and then it goes to ask me to log in. So at this point, I go ahead and log in. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with the account, paparia.team. Go ahead and click on continue. And now I should have access to the app. So you can see, hey, look at that. Now we get this entirely different screen. Enter the app, Sunny. Click it and boom, I get access to the dashboard. And this right here is only accessible to those members who have been invited into the flow. So I'm going to show you how to do all of that in literally a couple of minutes. It's so easy to implement this. And just to prove the point, if we were to go ahead and sign out over here, you can see that we're back to the waitlist flow. And by the way, in case you're wondering, yes, it says development mode right now, but once you go ahead and change it to a production instance, all of this gets removed. And you can also theme these components as well, or create your own custom ones if you want to. Okay, so the first step that you want to go ahead and do to get all of this up and running, head to the link in the description at go.clerk.com/sunny. It's an affiliate link, so of course it tells them that you came from this video and it allows me to keep making these for absolutely free. So I appreciate that. Once you're there, go ahead and create an account. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log into it right now. And now, once you're here, we're going to go ahead and I've already got an app running, but I'm going to show you from scratch. So let's go ahead and create a brand new app. So it says create application. So we're going to call this one My Awesome SaaS. And then you can go ahead and enable the different authentication methods because Clerk handles all of our authentication as well. And here you go. Now we've got these setup steps for Clerk. If you don't know what Clerk is, they're basically an awesome authentication provider. They also have billing services as well. But in this instance, we're using them for the authentication side of things. And getting them set up is super easy. So first thing you want to do is select your tech stack. So we're using Next.js. Then you can actually go ahead and copy the prompt and just pop it into your LLM and it will set everything up for you. If you don't want to do the AI route, however, you can just follow the steps on the screen. And it literally is like 5 steps. This will take you maybe 30 seconds to get done. And you can go ahead and get everything installed. Now, the one that I'm going to show you, more importantly, is this right here, the EMB, right? So you want to copy your environment files and then go to the demo that I showed you. And you just want to go ahead and paste those in here. Now we've connected this up to that Clerk project, okay? So if I was to go ahead and run this app now, so I'm going to go ahead and go over, kill my previous app, 2 PM dev. Now, we should have everything set up the way we need it. Now, once you're done with that, you want to go over to your configure tab. And all you need to do here to go ahead and get a waitlist set up is click on the waitlist over here. And then we just need to toggle it. It's as simple as that. They even have some awesome documentation. You can click it over here and it will show you the entire process of doing it. You can also add things like an allow list, a block list, block certain email sub-addresses and so forth, right? So it's really, really nice controlled flow that you can do. But in this case, we just want the waitlist component, okay? So just like the docs say, we're going to go over here and enable waitlist and make sure you click on save. And then once that's done, head back over to the code. Now I'm going to go ahead and showcase how exactly it works. So in the hero is what we actually see over here. So let's go back to the app and we can see that the actual hero banner, this top section over here, is what we're seeing here, okay? So first things first, if we scroll down, you can see I've got 2 components now. Clerk actually gives us these helper components. These are basically wrapper components. So inner child component only gets rendered if the outer criteria is met. So basically when we're signed out, I'll show this, and when we're signed in, show this, pretty self-explanatory. All right, so when we're signed out, we want to show this waitlist component. And guys, it's literally 1 line of code, right? So you can see this is imported. Let me just clean this up a little bit. So you can see this is literally 1 import over here from Clerk Next.js, and then we simply pull it in, and that is it, right? That is all we need to do to get a waitlist inside of our app, and we have that full functionality. Remember, and all of the sign up, for example, if we go into the header, so inside of the layout, I actually had a header component. You can see that inside of the sign up button, so that sign up button is actually responsible for the modal that popped up. So if we go back over to the app, this one right here, you see how even that is now restricted because we've enabled waitlist mode on the back end. Okay, so it's like a toggle for the account that basically says no one can sign up because we're going through the waitlist flow right now. Right? There's only one thing that you do need to do. If you go to your layout, you can see here when we wrap our app with the Clerk provider during the setup process. So if you remember seeing inside the configure, if we go back to the overview setup steps, yeah, at some point in the beginning, you would have had to wrap your app around with a Clerk provider. So here you want to go ahead and pass in a waitlist URL. Now, for me, I've got the waitlist on the front page, which is why we've got waitlist URL being the actual, landing page. But if you want to have a separate dedicated page, this is where you would go ahead and, for example, put that waitlist page URL, right? So some people might like to have /waitlist. So sunnysanger.com/waitlist, for example. But in my instance, I want to basically gate it on the actual landing page. So I need to go ahead and put this in, right? If you go ahead and hover over it, it will just explain a couple of bits. So you can feel free to have a look at what's going on, right? And pretty much that is it, guys. That is all you need to go ahead and get the full functionality working. So heading back over, just another little quick review. So adding the waitlist in, you guys can see going back over to the app running, and then you can go ahead and pretty much get all of this. So this is that single component that renders in. So you can see when we go ahead and pull it in, there you go. Everything pulls in. Now, if you do need any access to anything else, for example, in a client component, you might want to do some custom behavior. Then you can actually go into the component. So in this case, look, I've got a client button here. So use client. So it's actually a handy use waitlist hook. And if you highlight over it, this hook allows you to access the signal-based waitlist resource. So this will give us the waitlist errors and the fetch status if you need to do that, like, have any kind of special rendering or anything like that around it, right? The only other thing that you might want to do is theme it a little bit. So if we go to layout.tsx, so let me go ahead and comment this out so you can see what the default would look like. Going back over, you can see, look, a little bit of a color mismatch. So you can go in, pretty much change things up as you wish. And then we have a bit more of a branded fill. Okay, and of course, when this bit is gone, when you switch to production, so at this point, when you're ready to go, everything's set up, all you need to do is go to the top here, click on create production instance, and it will run you through a simple setup to go ahead and get that switched over. And at that point, you won't see that message anymore over here. So it'll just be a simple, beautiful looking display, right? Now, if you do want to get a bit more granular, for example, if somebody signs up to the waitlist, you want to ping out a custom email or do something along those lines, maybe a text message, all right, whatever you feel, right? You can pretty much do that with their webhooks. So in this case, I've created an example of webhook here, and you can see we have two webhook events. We have waitlist entry.created and waitlist entry.updated. So this is a sample webhook of what it would look like. And basically, to go ahead and get this set up, all you would need to do, head over to your Clerk settings and then go to configure, head down to your webhook settings, which is in developer webhooks. And then you would basically create the webhook here. Okay. So at this point, you would add an endpoint, you'd put in the URL for the webhook. And then at this point, you would just type in waitlist, tack onto these two events. And now, once you've done this and click on create, you will get a signing secret. And all you would need to do is basically go ahead and include that signing secret as this environment variable. And that is what the verify webhook check will go ahead and make sure. You can see here, look, custom signing secret, if not provided, falls back to Clerk webhook signing secret. So you can either pass it in here or it will by default check for this environment variable. And then after that, you can basically go ahead and ping whatever you want, right? So maybe you want to persist some data in your own database, or you want to go ahead and send a notification. You can do that with a simple webhook. So to give it one final test, if you guys can see here for yourself, a full webhook flow. If we were to go ahead and I've already actually added in a member. So we've seen the approval flow here. So I've already actually added in myself here. So if I wanted to now go ahead and sign in directly, I can just click on continue with Google, sign into my personal account, which I've approved before. And then we should be able to see, because Clerk handles all the authentication, boom, I get redirected straight into the app. And it's that simple, guys. And the reason why this works so well is because Clerk is the one handling our authentication and making the authentication super easy. It works perfectly with the waitlist, because now not only are we capturing them as a lead when we want to go ahead and, for example, build some anticipation or get loads of people signed up, but when we're actually ready to go ahead and invite them to the app, they have a seamless integration where we can simply just go to that waitlist panel, approve who we want, they get the email, and because everything is connected by Clerk, they simply get thrown straight into a login flow, create an account, and then they're straight into the app. So super simple to go ahead and get up and running. You didn't have to create anything out of the box, right? And even this component right here, you can see which allows them to sign in and out. You guys can see for yourself, if we go to the header component, it's literally a one-liner, right? It's a user button component. And this is why I love Clerk. Everything is pretty much thought about. They have these awesome, beautiful looking pre-built components. They are customizable. You can add tons and tons of customization to these. Or if you want to go ahead and take things into your own hands, they have custom UI flows for everything. So you can pretty much rebuild everything as you need to, all powered by Clerk. As we saw today, previously a waitlist used to be a headache of a task. Database tables, email services, all that kind of stuff. All for a feature that you actually throw away after the launch. But as you saw today with Clerk, it's just one toggle on one component. Users join, you approve, they get an email, sign up, and that's it. So give it a try for yourself today. Use the first link down below in the description. And of course, if you learned anything inside of this video, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. As always, it's your boy Sunny, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.